Hey guys, welcome to another edition of Trading Bitcoin with your host Tone Base from yet another airport. So I have no idea if this is actually working. I'm dealing with unreasonably low bandwidth here. For some reason, my global SIM worked really well in Guadalajara, but it's not working in Mexico City, which is insane. I have like two other global SIMs, but they're not as good. So as much as I like having good connectivity, that's not always the case. So I'm keeping an eye on the live chat right now. I'll probably be turning off the camera to save on bandwidth. Okay, looks like it's working. Awesome. Let me make sure that I'm just gonna close this page. Okay. So let's go to screen share then. I haven't shilled my website in a while. This is probably the worst day to do it because of low bandwidth. My affiliate page is not even loading, but if it loads for you, please check out, use these affiliate links. Now, on my workshop page, I haven't even talked about this. I am offering an online webinar for the first time. This is just a first run experiment. You can, if you hover over it, you see the description. It'll be 3 hours long plus about an hour of Q&A. It does not include access to the indicator. So does not, okay? This is just basic TA. Those that attended my workshops, this is the pre-lunch session of candlesticks, moving averages, chart patterns like triangles, MACD, RSI, Fibonacci's. So it's not in depth on these things, just the basics on all of them. I will be doing other future webinars where I spend, let's say, a full hour on the Fibonacci's, or I spend a full hour on the MACD, or a full hour on the RSI, and really explain these indicators, how they came about, how they work, how to use them, and then try to actually use them in mock trading, paper trading, just that particular indicator. So those are going to be the in-depth webinars that are coming over the next year or so. And I want to have a library of these educational videos that people can then pay for. If you are interested in the indicator, please don't text me and ask me questions. Go to tonebase.com, click on the word indicator, and read, okay? If you want to know where I'm going, please click on the calendar page, okay? I am still in Mexico, and I'll be coming back to the US for consensus. The page isn't loading. Sorry, guys, I'm on low bandwidth. Let me stop the camera. Maybe that will help. But let's go take a look at the charts. So this is the weekly chart. This is the main chart that I'm looking at. The TI indicator is trying to load. Hope it loads. And this was the big, last week was the big candle. Oh boy. This would be really bad if I don't have the bandwidth to look at charts. Here is the daily chart. Let's look at it quickly before it disappears. As you can see, we are really, really stuck. I can probably draw this triangle on a daily. Probably will look better than constantly changing it. I mean, this is the symmetric triangle we are currently dealing with. And it needs to break soon one way or the other. Now, keep in mind, the more likely way for this triangle to break is to the downside. Okay, you have to keep that in mind. It doesn't mean that it will, but the big drop here was from about 5,500 to 5,000. So it's a $500 drop. So right there, that's what you are looking at. That is the more, sorry guys, bandwidth issues, but you saw the chart. Oh, the weekly came back. Back to the weekly. The indicator still can't load with the bandwidth. We need to close above this moving average. As long as the moving averages are trending down, we are in a bearish trend. Now, it is possible that the bottom is in. The bottom being in is irrelevant if we are in a bearish trend or a bullish trend. Remember, back in the 2014 bear market, the low came in January. You can see how the moving averages continue to go down. The moving averages don't cross until November of that year. So just because the bottom is in doesn't mean that the bull trend has started. The bull trend starts in late 2015 to early 2016. That's when the bullish trend actually begins. I mean, I would still consider this back when we were in, even though the bottom was in January of 2015, when the price crashed in August of 2015. And remember, the bottom was in January 2015 at about $150. Okay, 150, 160. We then fell to 160 in August of that year. So 8 months later, we fell to, or 7 months later, we fell almost to the same price. So even though the bottom might be in, it doesn't matter because the bull market has not yet started. So this is the same situation we have now. Even if the bottom is in, which I can't assume that it is, it doesn't mean that the bull market has started, and the moving averages tell you when the bull market has started. So we're still in a bear market, even though the bottom's in. They're two independent things. And if you can't comprehend that, you should not be trading, like at all, like ever. Don't even think about trading. So the moving averages will continue to trend down, especially if this pulls back, okay? So we could not close above the moving average. And now let's see if we pull back and how far we pull back. I think we're gonna pull back to at least, this moving average. If we pull back slowly, we can pull back to 4,000 and the moving average at the same time, and maybe this moving average at the same time, which would give us a nice support zone in the $4,000 area sometime in the middle of the summer. Back to the daily chart. The daily chart is more likely to fall $500 than to go to new all-time highs. Does it mean that it has to fall $500? No, it's just greater than a 50% chance that this triangle will lead you down based on very basic TA, okay? This consolidation at 5,000 is not bullish to me. Can it break out? Yes, it can. Is that more likely? The answer is no. Here's the 12-hour chart. Nothing really interesting here, and I can't see the indicator because of bandwidth. I can't see the 4-hour chart. Here's the 1-hour chart. I keep messing with this damn triangle. I don't know if I can mess with it anymore, and that chart has disappeared, but you saw it. Looks like people continuing not to leverage long on Bitfinex, but they are leveraging short on Bitfinex. People are still trading on Bitfinex, even though it's a dead exchange. Always been. Here's your premium of Bitfinex versus Bitstamp. It is once again at 10% because, like clockwork, every 6 months, Bitfinex has big problems. It's like Mount Gox all over again, but every 6 months for the last 3 years. GBTC, I don't know if that was the updated price. I'm really interested in the S&P, which is not loading. S&P is now at an all-time high. It's a brand new all-time high for the S&P. I'm not really sure what I'm looking at here. We have a brand new all-time high in the S&P. So all those fools that were saying how the S&P is going to collapse and it's going to crash, let me tell you what they're all saying now. Markets are manipulated. I would have been right if it wasn't for the market. And buy my newsletter because I promise you the S&P is going to crash, but I'm an idiot and I will never tell you that the S&P will ever go up, okay? That is pretty much every gloom and doom newsletter writer that just scams you out of money, okay? And I can name them, most of them, but let me not deal with more idiot trolls that believe in their fictional beings. The S&P is at a brand new all-time high. I've been bullish on the S&P in forever. I was one of the few people during this downturn, even though I was bearish at some points, like here, I was one of the first ones to jump on the bull wagon, and I apparently wasn't bullish enough. And I might have been one of the biggest bulls in the space who is not the, involved in keeping the economy stable. Let's put it that way. I really want to see, let's close that. I really want to see what Lyft is doing. So there's news about Uber's IPO. I'm going to talk about it next video when I have good bandwidth and I'm in a good place. I don't know if this is going to come up or not. The best we got here, that's what we're working with. Let me look at the live chat. In terms of probability, how much do you think it's possible that Bitfinex will become another Mt. Gox in the next 6 months? Bitfinex is already Mt. Gox. You guys just don't want to admit it. It's always been. What chances you are wrong and it's the next bull run? Zero. You can't have a bull run with declining moving averages. It's a 0% chance. Is the bottom in? Maybe, but we're not in a bull run yet. That's just by definition we're not. This is not the right video to talk about USDT because I'm dealing with bandwidth that can like end this stream any second. But I already spoke to Tyler. We're going to do a deep dive into USDT on our next stream together. Let me see if Lyft came back. Oh, why is this crooked? There we go. Yeah, so Lyft is bouncing probably on Uber news. Uber announced when they're going IPO and at what price they're gonna look to IPO and how many shares they're gonna sell. So I think this is the reason for the Lyft bounce. Now, we're gonna talk about Uber and Lyft. So what I'm actually gonna do is I really wanted to buy Lyft in the $40 area, but because Uber released their information, everything has changed. I would now be interested in Lyft to the bull side if it goes above the swing high. If Lyft can go above the swing high and it gives me a green 2 going above a green 1 as it's breaking that swing high, the Lyft could be a good bullish trade. Even Lyft. So if I was short Lyft off of this potential break of the line, I would already see that as a head fake and I would be out of that short position. And now I would potentially be interested in a long position at the break of this green line. But we will talk about it once that happens, okay? The Uber news really changes everything on Lyft. Can't talk about everything, so we're gonna leave it here. Oh, I really want to see what Amazon did on earnings, but again, with bandwidth, it's a problem. Hey guys, there's no point, right? Like I can't pull up my charts because of low bandwidth. How long can we stay at this price range and still be in a bear trap? For about a month or two more. Are we going to 3K again? I have absolutely no idea and no one else does either. What is the probability that we go to 3K again? In my opinion, greater than 50%. Guys, you can't ask dumb questions. Are we going to 3K again is a dumb question. You do not belong in the world of trading. Is it a good time to short Bitcoin? Is a dumber question than are you going to 3K? Guys, if you, I'm gonna start, you know what? I'm gonna start banning people with dumb questions because I don't want to hear from them anymore. Hide the user on this channel. I'm just tired of it. I am tired of it. Hide the user on this channel. If you can't ask an intelligent question, please don't participate in a live chat. Most traders expect low 4,000 now as support. Does that make it more likely that we would not test that again? Yes, it does. The more traders expect something, the less likely it's going to happen. But that does not mean, see, this is a good question, but that does not mean that we have to go up to 6,000. That also potentially means that we're going to get to 4K and we're going to crash right through it. Someone said they used Bitfinex for 3 years. Great. You may want to stop. People used Mt. Gox for 3 years too. Are there any altcoins apart from Bitcoin that you think are good? No, they don't exist. They're all centralized. Can I try to get Martin Armstrong on a show? That's very, very difficult. Do I think Bitcoin will rally next year before the halving? Yes, I've always said that. That is the most that's the most likely outcome, but don't know yet. I will talk about the AG report and the AG filing with Tyler Jenks in our next video together. Was there a video where discussed and explained the Pi quarterly? No, but there was an article. It was on Liberty Life Trail, but that website is going to be decommissioned very soon. I need to move it to tonebase.com. I don't have any thoughts on Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin can't be close to all-time high in dominance. All-time high in dominance was 98%. When is the next law review? As soon as I find the time. It's really important. Which company SIM are you using? Somebody wants to hack my SIM again. Nice try. I can't look at any charts, guys. You can clearly see my screen share, and I don't have the bandwidth to pull up charts. Correct. Tyler hasn't changed his mind about 1,000. The moving averages are still going down. We are still in a bear market. The bottom may or may not be in, but the fact that we're in a bear market has not changed. I also don't want to talk about my residency status because it's A, it's a dox, and B, that's what got me in trouble in the first place. Let's just say I am changing my residencies. I am I should have other passports very, very soon, but I'm not going to discuss it publicly. Yeah, I really don't give a shit if you think I'm rude. You want to talk to some nice guys, go be scammed. Again, I'm not here to be nice to you. If you don't like it, you can go watch nice guys YouTube channels. All right, guys, I gotta get going. I gotta go catch my flight. I actually don't even want to say where I'm going. Again, it could be an OPSEC issue based on where I'm actually going. So I will talk to you all on the next one. Hopefully, I'll have a better connection. All right. And yes, stupid questions in the live chat piss me off, which is why I try not to look at the live chat. If you ask me for trading advice, you will get blocked. This is not what this channel is about. All right, guys, I will talk to you all on the next one.